from a checking account to a business during a transaction. Sorry, slightly more lengthy definition on that one. So, screen's going black on me again. So, a plastic payment card that electronically transfers previously deposited money from a checking account to a business during a transaction. So, once again, if I have money in my checking account, that money is just an extension of my wallet. This debit card gives me access to that money. So all I have to do, if say I have $100 in my checking account and I go to Kroger, I say, okay, the bill is, or my final due is $90. I take my card, I swipe it. That takes that $90 from my checking account and gives it to Kroger automatically, as opposed to me reaching in my wallet and handing them $90 in cash. That is where it stops. That is the extent of a debit card. That is all it does. It takes the money from the bank and gives it directly to Kroger. So, hopefully that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So, I'll give you guys just a second, take a look at these. If you need to, go ahead and pause it so you guys can catch up on writing, and then just hit play again whenever you're ready to move on. All right, next up. Only two left, plus an exit slip. So next up, surprise, surprise, is credit card. So just like a debit card, it is a plastic card that allows the holder to purchase goods on credit from their bank as opposed to money they actually have. All right, so once again, this is the very big difference between this and a debit card. So, a plastic card that allows the holder to purchase goods on credit from their bank as opposed to money they actually have. So what that means is, essentially every time you use a credit card, the bank is loaning you that money short term. So, if I go to the store, once again, and I spend $100 and I put it on my credit card, essentially no money is taken from my bank account, no money is taken from me. The bank essentially covers my bill until the end of the month. Then at the end of the month, they're going to send me a bill for that $100. Say, hey, Mr. Warren, it's time to pay your $100 that you essentially borrowed from us to buy this product or to purchase this. And so, at the end of every month, I would simply pay off that amount to the bank. And so, 9 times out of 10, if I pay off that $100 right then and there, that's the end of it. No problem. No craziness, no interest, nothing bad really happens. However, the issue is when people get in the habit of using their credit card regularly, and then they start spending a little bit more than they actually have, when the end of the month comes and they can't pay that bill, that's when they have to start paying interest on it. And so some people rack up hundreds and thousands of dollars on their credit card, and then just say, oh, I'll just make the minimum payment. I'll just pay it off, $10 a month. Well, once again, every time you don't pay off that amount, interest accrues. So you are paying more and more and more. So for that original $100 that you put on that credit card, you end up paying, say, almost $60 in interest in addition to the $100. So congratulations, you just gave the bank $60 because you didn't pay your bill on time, or because you decided to use their money instead of yours. So this is why, and once again, you were getting advice from a 26-year-old, This is why I personally never recommend getting a credit card. And some people say, oh, well, I use a credit card to help build my credit so it can help me, get a house later on. Or, oh, if I just got to pay it off every month, then I'll have to worry about that interest. You're right. You're absolutely right. However, there are so many situations, so many people I've seen who, oh, it's going good for a while, and then they don't make their payment. They miss one. And then it just snowballs from there and gets worse and worse and worse. So once again, my thinking is never deal with it in the first place. All right, so our last term, we'll wrap things up, is asset. A-S-S-E-T. So an asset is valuable property that is owned by a person or company that increases their overall wealth. And we'll discuss what wealth is in tomorrow's lesson a little bit more in detail, but I'll just give you a rough idea of what it is right now. All right, so valuable property that is owned by a person or company that increases their overall wealth. So what that means is just something valuable that I own, say my car, for example. Say, my car, if I say my car is worth, say, $500. And so that is an asset. And so that asset is worth $500. Or if somebody owns their house, they own a boat, or they own a really expensive TV, that could be considered an asset. Something I can sell to get money. So, if I get in a really bad situation and the bank, they say they have to foreclose on my house, I have to start selling stuff, they will start selling my assets. They would say, okay, Mr. Warren, what all do you own that is valuable that we can make money off of or you can get cash from? And so I go through all my assets, car, house, motorcycle, boat, big screen TV, just whatever I own that can be sold. All right. So hopefully that's very straightforward, very simple. I'll give you just a second. I'll step to the side. If you need to pause it to get all the notes written down, feel free. All right, now give you guys an exit slip quick, and it should be reaching the end of the period by the time you guys get done with that. So you guys an exit slip for today. Explain the difference in liquidity between a checking account and a savings account. As always, I need 4 sentences. Once again, explain the difference in liquidity between a checking account and a savings account. Remember, liquidity just means how easy something is to turn into cash. So what is the difference when talking about that between a checking account and a savings account? So take the rest of the period, and in just a couple minutes, I'll get started on tomorrow's lesson.